this is it, my continuation of my Spirit Forged living tier list that I'm doing alongside Tog. There's going to be one more big dump of cards before Tog has to go off to Houston, so I think for the final version of this, we won't get out until after Houston and once he's returned back to Australia, but we should do one more big dump before he leaves, and then we'll do like a big corrective episode where we account for all of the context of the set. Right now, we're just kind of placing things based on their base value and kind of judging them individually of how they plug into Riftbound. But once we have all the context of the entirety of Spirit Forge, we'll go back over and adjust everything. I hope you enjoyed, keep being awesome, and I'll catch you in the next one. Alright, starting things off with Against the Odds, a 2 energy fury spell with reaction. Give a friendly unit at a battlefield +2 might this turn for each enemy unit there.
Yeah, this one's actually pretty interesting. So the math on it is really good, and it obviously gets better the more units that are against you, but I don't know how often and how easily it is going to be the difference maker because of the conditionality that you need an enemy unit there. So obviously if they swarm you like a Victor deck sends in like 3 different units and you get +6, this is like an insane card, but a lot of these combats, I'm not too sure if it's going to be good enough. I like the fact that in red now though, if the red deck does hold up 2 resources, that's not Kaiser, there could be a combat trick, which is pretty nice. So yeah, I'm pretty split on it. I don't think it's the best. I don't think it's the worst. But yeah, I don't expect to see it in many topping decks is my early call.
Yeah, I can actually get super behind that. I think that this is going to be one of those bait cards that people look at because they're looking at the ceiling. But I think in a similar way to it's a bad comparison for the card. Like it's a bad starting point for the card that I'm comparing it to this, but the card I think of is like Block, where it's like, sure, the plus stats can make the difference really effectively, but the opponent can play the game in such a way that the +2 is entirely irrelevant always. Like, you know, removal spells, interaction, this type of thing. And the fact that we don't have control, like if the opponent Void Seeker's our guy, we can't just like push it out of range with Against the Odds.
Exactly.
And so yeah, so bad starting point for the card. Yeah. I want to put it around C, maybe even D.
I like C a lot. I think there are going to be metas and applications when this card is good. I do still think it is good when you need to punch into a board, but yeah, I don't know how many units they're going to actually be there. So C is good.
Yeah, I can get behind that. Next, we have our first 2-drop mech. We have the Gem Jammer, 2 energy, 2 might. When you play me, give a unit ganking.
Yeah, it's a mech. So if you already think of it as a shield 1 on top of this effect in Rumble, the card is nuts in Rumble. Because giving a unit ganking is a really relevant effect for a 2-drop that you see later on. If you see it on turn 1, it's still just going to fill that slot of 2-drop on turn 1 to make sure you can score points. If you draw double of them early, you're going to be able to play Gem Jammer on 1, score on turn 2, and then be able to have like the second Jammer to potentially go and score the other field with your ganking, or even threaten the other field with ganking. I think like this card without the shield from Rumble is already really good, and you should see it in a lot of red decks as probably the go-to red 2-drop right now. Thinking about it, is it just the best 2-drop in red?
In red, yeah, for sure. I think most of the, I mean, Pouty Poro is like the best 2-drop right now, and it's only really fulfilling like a meta role. Like in a vacuum, it's worse than this. I think so this is literally the best 2-drop in the game, right? And then it's
in red. Nuts in Rumble.
Yeah,
in red. Sorry, yeah.
I think the thing I like most about this is once this is a regular card that people are expecting, every single unit you are threatening a hold on one battlefield is threatening 2 points at all times in a similar way that Yi threatens 2 points when he's on the field. And that's going to get people to burn resources in scenarios where they don't need to. And that's a good thing for you as well. Yeah.
Wait, so this is, to add on to that, this is literally like Red's first mate.
Yeah.
Because I do that threat a lot. First mate and set. Oh my god, yeah. This card's insane.
Gem Jammer, Z tier, baby. I'm in.
Yeah, I'll see it. It's probably Z.
Next up, we have the Void Drone. Void Drone is a 3 energy, 3 might. The Void tag. I'm not sure if we've seen that before. I cost 2 less to play from anywhere other than your hand.
Yes, this is mainly going to be a Rek'Sai card, and it's essentially going to be the Flame Chompers of that deck. So it's only costing 1 to get a 3 Might Body out. But instead of a power, you're paying 1, which is actually more ideal in a lot of scenarios, especially going second. So super efficient for the rate if you do the effect. The base cost and might is fine in general. I do think it's a pretty whatever card because drawing it makes it feel much worse if you were to still compare it to Flame Chompers. So I think it's pretty middle of the pack. It's probably a 3 of in Rek'Sai no matter what, just because of efficiency wise. But I don't even know how much that is true, to be honest. I think you could honestly see Rek'Sai decks without this. But yeah.
The fact that we're even talking about Rek'Sai decks without this is probably a bad sign for the card.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to put it any higher than C. I swear it can go lower.
Yeah, honestly, it's so crazy how good it reads, but I'm pretty sure it's a D. I'm really sure.
I think
it can only be played in Rek'Sai, and it might not be played in Rek'Sai.
Yeah, I think the biggest problem this card has is it's so bad to play onto vanilla, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I'll put it C.
Yeah, to be lenient, yeah, I'll give it C.
We've got the Void Hatchling, a 2 energy, 2 might card. If you would reveal cards from a deck, look at the top card first. You may recycle it, then reveal those cards.
Yeah, so just before we started recording this, we were actually playing some Rek'Sai games, and so we got a good read on how this card functions. So it seems like a pretty middling effect. It's nice for consistency-wise. But when you're playing Rek'Sai, you realize you are triggering him 4 to 5 times a game. And the conditionality behind Hatchling, or the lack of, is it doesn't need to be Hatchling that's revealing the cards from the scoring or anything. So you can just play it before you go conquer something with a different unit that was ready from last turn. Get your extra looks. I think it's a nice 2-drop as the base, which is nice. We get to score our points. And yeah, it's going to be a small little consistency tool within the Rek'Sai deck. I actually think it's pretty impressive. I think it's a pretty solid, high B card, probably.
Yeah, it read well for me the first time I read it. I imagine it's almost exclusively a Rek'Sai card. I think one thing that's kind of cool about the card is that they've made it as least restrictive as possible. The card says reveal from a deck. So if there's a card effect that affects the revealing from the top card of an opponent's deck or a teammate's deck, there's theoretical synergies there that I just think it's a good design, the way that it's not restricted to specifically your deck. It's kind of cute. Yeah, I want to put it A.
I think it's a top of B.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think maybe there's an argument it should be A, but I don't have a strong opinion on it, so I'm happy to settle on B. Moving on to Piercing Light, a 2 energy, 1 power spell with repeat, 2 energy, 1 power, deal 2 to a unit at a battlefield, then deal 2 to up to 1 other unit.
Rules question.
Uh-huh.
Is the other unit allowed to be in base?
Yeah.
Okay, I like this card a lot more all of a sudden. Yeah. I first read it. I thought it was both to a battlefield. But yeah, now that you just read that out, I thought the back end, if it can go to base, I'm actually a big fan. This one's going to be somewhat of a blowout in a lot of situations. That you can get a potential 4-for-1 from this.
Yeah. I think one thing that people overlook about this card, because everyone's just oh, it's mini Falling Star or whatever. And in some ways, it is a mini Falling Star, but there's also plenty of decks that can't afford the power cost of Falling Star, but they can afford this. So basically, a lot of the decks that would theoretically like to run Falling Star, but instead sideboard it for the matchups where it really makes a difference, I swear they can just probably get away with main decking this and just spend the power when they need to, and it'll catch the decks that Falling Star would target anyway, which gives them more flexibility in deck building.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. To play a little bit of devil's advocate, though, since it can't target the same unit all at once, the breakpoints or like the units that get around Falling Star,
Yeah.
definitely get out of the range of this. And so there's extra units in that category as well. So slightly worse, but yeah, I still think this is a good card.
Yeah, I want to put it in like maybe bottom of B.
Yeah, I like bottom of B.
Next up, we have Rel Magnetic, a 4 energy, 4 might champion with tank. When I attack, you may play an equipment with energy cost no more than 2, ignoring its cost, and attach it to me.
I think this card's fake as fuck. I don't know what you think about it. I think it read insane, but I think it's going to be so slow next meta. I think the biggest problem of it is it's actually in the wrong colors. Like the main ones in this color right now is Longsword, which you can already play like as a reaction speed, whatever. So I'm not the biggest fan of that, but I think, are there any other like 2 or less costed equipments that can really push this over the top? Maybe it's in Volibear, because that way you can run Dorans and flash that in as well, but
I was looking.
I'm not too sure.
I played it in Lucian, and it felt kind of okay because he had access to the Doran's Blade. One thing I wanted to check was playing it in Draven for Spinning Axe.
Oh, for Spinning Axe is kind of cool.
Yeah, especially because the unit that she ends up with the Spinning Axe, and then she's like 7 might with tank. That's like pretty good. But I also agree that like. Sorry, Yago.
So on turn 2, would you rather play the Rel or the Draven?
Genuine
question. I don't know what I'd rather play.
The Draven, I'm pretty sure, but that's goes to what I was about to say. I do think that the meta we're walking into is going to be very fast, and that's a bad starting point for this type of card, I think.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be quite a few decks next meta who are playing really hard for turn 2 specifically, and are willing to spend a lot of power after the fact, and stay quite low to the ground. And Rel is just, she's playing a very different game. She's rewarding you for not spending the power, but we're going quite far out of our way to get this payoff, and I don't think it's worth.
Yeah, like you could argue that 4 drops, no accelerate, are already slow in this meta, and we think the meta, well, I'm just going to say, we know the meta is going to speed up next meta, so it just gets way worse. So yeah.
I'm down for C.
I think it's a bit of a bait. C, yeah. I'd say top of C, maybe.
Yeah, I can get behind top of C. Rengar pouncing. I think you and I have quite high opinions on this card. 3 energy, 1 power, 3 might, reaction, assault 2, and because he needed more text, I can be played to a battlefield you're attacking.
Yeah, so whenever I evaluate cards, I always run it through the point system, especially when it comes to units, because they do stay consistent with it. And by the math, by the point system that Riot have put themselves into when they're designing cards, this is the most overstated card they've printed yet. It used to be Kaiser, which was no power cost but had 2 abilities and equal might total. Reaction actually cost 2 points in their point system. So this is essentially 4 abilities while being on rate. And so that means he's essentially 1 or 2 abilities over what he should have. So this is just going to be like one of the most broken fucking cards in the game, essentially. I think it also fits into what the next meta is going to be looking like as a nice, cheap, reactive card. Yeah, I can't talk it up like enough, to be honest. You could even argue Assault 2 is like 2 abilities, like, because there's a lot of cards that say Assault 1 and that's their ability. So like, I don't know, it's just so fucking overstated. This card's insane.
I couldn't agree with you more. I'm super high on Rengar. Not to mention, side note, not very relevant for Spirit Forge, but Rengar's getting a legend in set 3, so you can play this from your CC in the future. That'll be pretty fun.
Yeah. Imagine paying 2 more for your cleave to make a body. But on that attack as well, it has +2 on top. What the fuck?
You're not going to convince me, man. You're not going to convince me. This card's insane.
Yeah, legit.
I'm going Z tier, and I'm putting it like second best unit we have.
Yeah, deal. Love that a lot.
maybe first best
Totally.
unit we have, but we'll leave it at
Oh,
second
look,
best.
I'm thinking about it, but the context of Aurelia, it's probably too much.
Yeah. Dunebreaker is a 7 energy, 1 power, 7 might unit with if you have 2 or fewer cards in your hand, I enter ready. When I hold, draw 2.
This card's very weird. So it's already a bad look to me for how expensive it is, the power cost and the might total. It's like pretty meh. The effect seems pretty good. So if it comes in readied, I'm happy. If I do get the whole draw 2, I'm pretty happy. But the ready effect, weirdly enough, you're not going to get that in Rek'Sai. Rek'Sai never runs out of hand size. So it's not a Rek'Sai card. I'm trying to think of what red decks I would want to run this in besides Rek'Sai, and it's probably like Kai'Sa, and then Kai'Sa just has better options. So I don't think it reads really well to me, but I don't think this card's going to be that great.
I think they designed this for a Darius deck that we never made because it's bad. You understand what I'm saying? Like a Darius deck that just dumps its whole entire hand and then would really like to draw cards but would also like to have units. Dunebreaker.
I could see that. Yeah. No, I think you could.
But unfortunately that Darius concept is quite bad, so Dunebreaker is probably quite bad. First D tier unit?
Yeah. The part that I hate is there's going to be one of those units that I am going to go check.
Yeah, you gotta check it. You gotta check it. It's got draw 2 written on it. You're doing yourself a disservice by not checking it.
Ah, damn it. Okay, yeah. D.
Maybe there's like a hyper aggro volley bear that can exist with discarding and Brazen Buccaneer. Because we go low on hands and then we get it ready.
No, that has to be it. Okay, I know what I'm checking after this.
I honestly, just off of that, I do want to maybe not have him as low as D, but
yeah, maybe we could slot him up a bit. We'll go check that after.
Put him here with extra context being that we need to check him.
Yeah.
I'm down with that. Not So Fast is yet another counter spell. A 2 energy, 1 power reaction, counter an enemy spell or ability that chooses a friendly unit or gear.
So I actually don't know what your opinion is on this, and I feel like mine is not the norm. I think this card's overrated. I think when I first read it, I didn't like that they're printing more counter spells, but the conditionality on this one is very hefty. There's a lot of spells that like define something like primal strength or like I don't know, all these other things that don't target our things. And yeah, the opposite types of cards are what this counters. And yeah, there's just not that many, right? There's just like Hidden Blade. It doesn't even really work on reflexive triggers. It does cost an extra resource, which is like on top of Defy, which I'm not a fan of as well. I think you would be running this actually if you're trying to protect your gear, if anything. So I could see it being an Ornn card, or maybe, yeah, it's probably just an Ornn card, but I don't expect to see this in most green decks. Maybe as a sideboard option, I don't know.
Yeah, I think the card Giga sucks.
Yeah, thank you.
I think everything that you want to hit with this can be defied. And there's like a really weird niche window of cards that can't be defied, that this wants to target, that Windwall doesn't catch, but like that deck also doesn't contain something that you would like to Windwall. So like it fills a really, 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 really narrow window, and I don't even think it does an efficient job at resolving in that window. Like when I think of the things that I, as the gear player, want to do that I'm worried about, like things that I would rather just defy. I think of things like, or things that I can't get away with just defying, are things like Thermo Beam, and Thermo Beam is not targeting my gear, right? So I can't even. I would love this to be a bad counter spell at 2 energy, 1 power, but is a really good efficient answer to Thermo Beam, but that's not what this is.
I just wish that they made it counter both triggers on Falling Star, because currently it only counters one for the people that don't know that. But
Yeah,
like, if it
because
did that, then I'm much happier. But yeah, the fact that they didn't want to give that right now is really sad, and I don't like it.
yeah, for those unaware, whenever you cast a spell that does something X number of times, the initial spell is creating instances on the stack of the thing that is targeting. So you can't counter the initial spell, but you can counter the abilities it creates. So in the case of Falling Star, you can only counter one of the procs, not the card itself. Weird interaction rulings there, but it is what it is. I want to put it like D.
Yes, I'm down. I'm so down.
Okay, agreed. Stellar Corn Herder is a 4 energy, 3 might. When I move, draw 1.
Yeah, she's a super cool effect. Every time you move, you draw 1. So she's going to be a card advantage engine in herself. She's a card that you can play on turn 2 with no power cost. Her stats aren't very good, but obviously, if you get a couple draw triggers off of her, you're going to be super happy. I really want to look at her in some movement type decks, because like in Aurelia, you can activate your legend ability a couple times. So if you go Herder on 2, push this to a field, activate like a spell from hand to trigger her, trigger Aurelia. Once you conquer, pay back the Aurelia, pull her back, you get 2 draw triggers for only using 1 card, whether it's to win a combat or not. So the math is really good. I think the card engine that you develop from it is really good. But yeah, she's going to have to be a build around card, and I don't know how consistent she's going to be without any protection.
Yeah, my main concern is that she just like is quite slow. Like passing is similar to like, you know, I'm a big Malzahar enjoyer, and I know what it's like to cast my 4-cost guy on turn 2 and have him only have 3 might. It doesn't end well a lot of the time. Yeah, there's just such a huge difference between 3 and 4 might. This card being at 3 is going to be awkward. It is in the good colors for having vulnerable units. If you have vulnerable units, this is the color you want to be in. So it's got that going for it. And I think you're right that the card advantage has so much potential. I have no idea where to rate this card. I think it could literally end up functionally being anywhere between D and S. So I'm I'm like super in the middle on this one.
I think she's like a top of C, to be honest.
All right, top of C. Next up, we have Aphelios, a 4 energy, 1 power card with 4 might. When you attach an equipment to me, choose one that hasn't been chosen this turn, ready 2 runes, channel 1 rune exhausted, or buff a friendly unit.
So this doesn't only trigger once per turn, which is pretty impressive to me. So this can be essentially a hopeful, Noxus Hopeful, I should say, as a 2-mana 4/4, if you do equip it, and still be able to continue developing that turn. You can get back your rune cost as well. Buffing a friendly unit is a nice little added bonus where, like, if it does end up living past the first or the second turn or whatever, he's still going to benefit other units on your board. I think he's a bit of a house. I think Aphelios is an impressive looking unit, and I could see functioning decks like playing around this, but I haven't looked too much into it. Have you had any testing with this?
No. When it was first revealed, I was just like, aha, Ornn card. And it very well may be an Ornn card, but then I got distracted because Ezreal got revealed, who will be later on in this video, and I was like, wait a minute, that's the Ornn card. So yeah, I don't know. I think when you compare it to a card like Noxus Hopeful, it looks pretty good. Like, that's a compelling argument that it's functionally a Noxus Hopeful if we're equipping it, assuming that we're actually spending the 2 energy or whatever. But
yeah,
my main concern is that power cost is there. So whatever deck we're doing this with needs to be able to mitigate that power cost, especially because we want to do this quite early in the game. So the characters I'm looking at are like Yone and Jax. And I can't tell if the upside is good enough where I'd rather just like have a different card in this slot. I do like this design space that they keep doing. Obviously, we saw them do a similar thing with Udyr in the first set, where you have like multiple options off of some conditional trigger. I think there's a lot of skill expression there in a lot of cases. My instinct is that he's zero chance he's higher than B.
Yeah, I was literally looking at B like just now.
Yeah, I think it has to be B. Let's put him like there. Boom.
I think he's like similar to Sona, where like if he doesn't get checked, the ready 2 runes, extra 2 runes every single turn.
Oh,
gonna, like,
comparing this to Sona is really compelling to me because it's like he's doing Sona's job in a less committed way, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Where like Sona is like you're all in on getting value out of this effect, but if you're not going to get value out of the effect, you can just buff a unit or you can channel a rune.
There you go. Yeah.
Hold on, you sold me a little bit.
It's impressive. Yeah, it's impressive.
It could go a little higher, I guess. I don't know. There's no way it can go up a tier, but like, yeah, you sold me. Okay, I was not so sure about where we were putting him, but you sold me for sure.
Put him under the Lucian, I think.
Under the Lucian. Okay. Yeah. Azir Ascendant is a 6 energy, 1 power, 6 might unit with 1 power action. Choose a unit you control, move me to its location and it to my original location. If it's equipped, you may attach one of its equipment to me. Use only once per turn.
I have never seen this card in my life. I missed this in the room. I need to think about this for a second.
Yeah, there's a lot going on with this card. There's a lot of moving parts, huh?
So yeah, let me think about it on curve. You do like whatever, like Bork, make your soldier equipped to it. You have a 6/6. He's on the field. Somehow he holds. You play Azir next turn. No, so it can't even be Bork. It'd have to be Longsword. You play this to base. You activate him. You switch. You put the thing on him. You have a 2. Is this doing anything? You have to untap with this. If it's equipped, you may attach one of it.
Well, one thing
What's
is
the
it's kind of like pseudo acceleration in some positions where you can, let's say we have, they're at battlefield A, we're at battlefield B, but we want to go contest them on battlefield A. We can Azir to base, use the action with the readied unit now, push it to the other battlefield.
Oh, action. Yeah. So if you leave the turn 2 play with an equip in the base, attack there, like play the Azir, attack there, then you switch it like that? Is that what they're going for?
Well, there's 2 things. There's the scenario I just described where you're essentially giving the unit at a battlefield ganking, and then there's a defensive version of this where you use it like mid-combat, or at the very least you're threatening, like, hey, I could move my Azir over. You need to be ready to deal with that.
So it does have modality. I kind of like that. I like that there's 2 different ways you can utilize it on curve.
We have not seen yellow Azir, right?
No, we have. It was in the thingy. It was in the image. And it's strictly better.
Okay. I need to see yellow Azir at some point. Because my first thought was that I don't want this in my CC, but I also don't know if I want to main deck it, so... But, like, the effect is compelling. Like, the fact that every Sand Soldier you push now, while this is in play, is representing, like, hey, if I spend a power, that's actually 6 might that you have to deal with. And also I could attach a card. Actually, the more I think about it, it's kind of clean.
Yeah, the action caught me off guard. The fact that, like, even just the threat that they could switch if they commit to it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I'm with it.
Yeah, the more, honestly, every single time I read this card, I get higher and higher on it.
Yeah, I was like at the bottom. I was like, does this do anything?
Yeah.
Now I see all the lines.
No, okay. I started in the same position that you did, which is like, isn't this kind of bad? But
yeah.
But yeah, every time I read it, I just keeps going up. So honestly, I'm looking at A.
I'm kind of down.
Every Sand Soldier is like so much more threatening now.
Yeah, with him just sitting in base.
Menacingly.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Yeah. It's interesting that he himself doesn't have Weapon Master. It seems like the type of...
Wait, no, it's insane the more I think about it. Wait, this guy's broken. Because like you do it on curve,
It's like the Sand Soldier has +4, so the opponent most often isn't going to
Oh wait!
be able to fight it.
No, you're
But they can't fucking
this card
fight it
is
on defense
nuts.
either.
Wait, yeah,
And then
this card
it's not
is so
working.
nuts. Wait, actually, it just clicked for me too. Wait, hold on.
Oh my god!
This card needs to go higher. Wait, this
put a
is a
top of S
CC legend.
minimum.
This is a CC champion, no?
Yeah, it is, and I think you run the 3 yellow in main.
Mod check?
Holy
Z tier?
I'm down. It might be way overdone, but the lines look good. They sound good. They sound consistent if it's from CC. Okay,
And
I'm
we
with
get to
it. Yeah.
end all of the units that we're going to be moving with this effect are going to have equipment. So it's like,
Yeah, it's good, man.
okay, it looks good. It looks
Holy.
good. It looks good. I'm in.
We got there, yeah.
Okay. Oh my god, what a weird card. Needlessly large Yordle. Speaking of weird cards, we have a 10 energy, 5 might, 3 power unit with shield 5, tank. I cost 2 less energy and 1 less power for each point you scored from holding this turn.
Where the fuck did these cards come from, bro? I didn't see this one either. What is Hold on, okay, give me a second. 2 less, but each score.
So if we held,
Points
it's an
for
8-2.
holding this turn.
If we held twice, it's a 6-1.
6, so obviously 6-1, 10-10, but only on defense is pretty good. This doesn't read that impressive to me.
Yeah, the fact
Sounds
that
like-
so much of his stats are weighted towards the shield gives me so much pause. Like the fact that
Yeah.
Singu kills this sucks.
Falling Star kills this.
Falling Star kills this. Oh man. I mean, we are going into an equipment world. What does this guy
wondering
look
on
like
one
if he
thing.
has one equipment attached to him? Is he like unkillable?
Yeah, I could see that argument. There's also I think he sucks. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, agreed. I'm trying to look because I mean I've been thinking a lot about like what post Spirit Forge Yi looks like. I was wondering if how often am I double holding with Yi, and then how often do I only need to hold once to be able to play this in Yi, and then if I'm doing this in Yi, how on earth, what am I doing when it gets singered?
Yeah, like if I was to put this guy in my deck, I want ways to cheat him out completely. But then if that's my deck, you just have better options. If you know what I mean.
If this was a digital game, they wouldn't have used the this turn text here. And it would just be how many points you have from holding, but it's too hard to track in physical, so they were like, this turn. And then done.
Yeah. And then it ruined it.
Yeah.
Unlucky. That's God.
Alright. I
It's
do
worse
kind
than
of want to.
Spellstorm,
I do
but-
kind of want to check it before I lock it in on D, to be honest. But
Okay.
it could go D. I assume it's gonna go down here, but I think like post check it could end up like here maybe. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, I've got a question before we
Uh-huh.
skip. Do you think he's better or worse than Ladros?
Oh, don't do that to me. Alright, he's worse than Ladros. You can go down here. Deal. Breakneck Mech is an 8 energy, 2 power, 7 might unit, who importantly is a mech. Your mechs have deflect and ganking. I enter ready if you control another mech. In other words, I enter ready.
Yeah. So I looked at this one for a bit because my first assumption, again, like all the other cards, is okay, expensive, pretty bad. Stats bad for how expensive. So these effects really need to carry us. But then when you start thinking of it in the context of Rumble, just the threat that this guy can come down and comes in ready, gives both your entire field ganking, but on top of that himself as well, doesn't say your other mechs, is a really, really big deal. And I think it's going to be one of those, it's going to be like the top end. It's going to be the Watcher of the Rumble deck, I think. So I think it's actually pretty impressive.
We just talked about Ladros. I swear this is what Ladros wishes he was.
Oh, wait, no, that is a better comparison. It really is.
I swear Ladros wishes he could enter ready.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to say.
He's my goat.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm down. Wait, he's also just 8 on defense. Wait, he's just good on curve.
He's just crazy on curve. No setup required.
Oh no, yeah.
He's good when board
Hold up.
is empty because he can, if one of your units held, you can just play him and let it gank over for the point and then leave the rest of it, continue developing base with this guy and then move back everything else or whatever. And then in the scenario where opponent has units, he's good because he enters ready.
Oh, bro, so it looks like as well, the ganking is going to become a part of Mech, and that just makes Rumble even better.
Agreed.
So much better. Oh my god. I'm so excited for Rumble.
S? Mod
Yeah,
Jack?
this card's insane. Yeah, S. For sure, S.
All right.
Holy moly.
Prize of Progress is a 4 energy, 1 power, 3 might unit, also a mech. When you use an activated ability or gear, give me +1 might this turn.
Why does it have a power cost?
I don't know. This card sucks.
Because it's so far under rate that you need to get 4 activations out of his ability in a single turn to become on rate. Not above rate, on rate. You need to activate 4. How fucking often is that happening? What the fuck? This card... Okay, this one's got to be the worst card in this.
Yeah, I mean... Yeah, I don't know what else to say. This card sucks. Every time I've tried to read this card and see the silver lining, I'm reminded that this says of a gear, not or a gear. So it's like, it's horrendous. Even if it was or a gear, I swear this would suck.
This would suck if it didn't have a power cost, I think.
Yeah.
And then they just slapped that on there. Nah, it's too strong. We need a power cost on that one. Nah, no shot.
I don't know how they ended up on that one. Bellows Breath is a 1 energy, 1 power card with action and repeat. Energy, 1 power. Deal 1 damage to up to 3 units at the same location. Importantly, location does not mean battlefield. Location is battlefield or base.
Yeah, as soon as Willow put me on that location counts as base, my opinions of this card went way up. But I'm still a little bit skeptical on it. I like that it's an action speed, so you can use it as a combat trick. It might be a little bit expensive, but right now I don't see all the best timings to be able to use it. But of course, if you do get the nuts when you pay 2 mana, 2 power, and somehow kill 3 units in their base, it's going to look like one of the best cards in the game. So yeah, it's very up or down for me. What do you think about it?
I just think that the fact that this card has the ability to go 3 for 1, and it can also just be used as a single combat trick to make a difference, or it can be used to just trade or whatever, or it can be used as a total blowout where you have board control, or you have control of the battlefields. Opponent has to develop a guy in base, and if it's a 2 might guy, sure, I have to spend 2 power for it. But it's kind of the same thing that we talk about with Falling Star, where sometimes Falling Star is just Time Warp, where I spent a lot of resources to do this thing, but at the end of the day, I got 2 points for it. So I'm pretty high on this card. Not high enough that I want to put it in S or Z, but I've seen people talk about this card like it's one of the worst cards that they've revealed so far, and I swear it's really good. So I want to put it A.
Yeah, I think that's what I was going to say. I think A is probably the perfect spot for it, just because of the modality and blowout potential.
Yep, agreed. Ezreal is a 4 energy, 1 power, 3 might unit. When I attack or defend, deal damage equal to my might to an enemy unit here. I don't deal combat damage. 1 power action, move me to your base.
I can already tell how annoying this guy is going to be. Just an annoying little rat. And on top of that, how annoying it's going to be in Ornn when you start to put Sterix on it, or all these other equipments on top of it. So the triggers are enormous. And yeah, so you can just never kill this thing in combat. You have to kill it on site, otherwise it's probably going to become unkillable after all the equipment come out. I think it's a pretty impressive card, to be honest, but there's some glaring downsides, but I don't even know how much of a downside they are. So, for example, is if they have 2 units on a battlefield, Ezreal can't actually conquer that battlefield, whether they're 1 mites or like 10 mites. But yeah, I don't even think that's that bad, to be honest. You just go in, ping one of them, bounce off because you can't conquer, play the rest of your turn. It's like whatever. So yeah, I'm pretty impressed by it. I'd like to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, I think the card's great. I don't have many negative things to say about the card. Obviously, in the context of Ezreal, it's a little bit annoying that this thing costs power because you want your CCs to not cost power. But I think everything you said about the card is true. The fact that I think this card will regularly do things where it like goes 2 for 1 is like a card games are all about card advantage, and this card getting like free combats is good. The fact that it can just choose to leave. This card has Reaver's Row on it at all times. That's just nuts.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say other than it's just nuts.
Oh wait, I'm thinking of it more while you're talking. So going first, this guy is oppressive because he's a Reaver's Row on him. But the defend trigger actually creates weird situations, doesn't it? Like you can't just attack in. Oh no, they can attack him with a 4 might. Because you deal 3 and then you bounce off. No, never mind. So yeah, it's fine. I think it's fine.
Whenever you resolve this effect, it does mean you're 1 spell away from drawing with the Ezreal Legend as well. Which is nice.
Very true, very true. Half a draw.
That being said, in order for you to do that on opponent's turn, they have to like walk into it or whatever. So opponent has some counterplay there. Yeah. I don't know. I think like it can't be worse than B.
Yeah, I'd put him B.
I want to put him quite high on B. Like above Aphelios.
Sure. I have no arguments against that.
World Atlas is a 3 energy equipment with equip. When I hold, play 2 gear tokens exhausted. Oh, sorry, gold gear tokens exhausted. And it has +2 might.
So a non-power costed equipment gear, I should say, is already impressive to me. The fact that it gives a decent amount of stats, +2, I like that a lot. 3 means you can play it turn 1 going second. You can also just play it turn 2 going first and still have like a floating mana for whatever else. When you hold, get 2 gold gears, I think you don't even have to emphasize that part of this gear that much to know that I think this just being an equipment is going to be nice. Like the fact that it has an upside with the hold thing, I think it's actually going to be pretty good.
Yeah, I totally agree. Whenever I think about this card, I'm like, oh yeah, this card's good. But whenever I'm thinking about this card being good, I'm not thinking about the text on the card. Like the text is just like an upside. The plus might and the rate that this is on, that's what makes this card good. And if you get the gold gear token effect or whatever, that's nice. But I swear World Atlas is doing enough on its own. It didn't even need that text.
Yeah, exactly. Like for example, if you just go 2-drop on one, like going second or like a 3-drop, and then you play this equip and then you get a favorable trade, like you trade over a unit, this has already done like so much more than any buff spell you can think of, because obviously it's an equipment. So
compare it
if
to
you think of it in that context, you're like, yeah, this card's really good.
Compare it to something like Doran's Blade, right? It's providing the same stats as Doran's Blade, but costs 1 more. But this isn't 1 colors, which is nice. So the equipment cost doesn't matter as much. And then yeah, you've got the plus side of the text as well.
I'm a fan.
Yeah, I honestly, B it is.
Yeah, I think it goes with all the other Dorans and stuff.
Yeah, it's somewhere in here. We'll figure out that placement at another date. Premonition, 2 energy, 3 power, reaction, draw 3.
Draw 3 scary. Pay 3 power can be scary. But 2 mana to cast this card is quite absurd. Yeah, if anyone, this is definitely a Kaiser card.
Yep.
And Loki, she did need something like this, which is good for her if she was going to exist in the next meta, as my hot take. But yeah, so it's a really good draw engine. Obviously, it's expensive, but in matchups that card economy is the win con. This is going to be amazing in those matchups. Yeah, I could see this being like a one-of in Kai'Sa decks, or like a one-of main and two inside maybe for like the mirrors and such. Yeah, I think it has a role in certain metas, but nothing too crazy.
Have you and I yapped about this card yet?
We have not, I don't think.
So my take on this card, well, first of all, I just want to say that I'm like super in agreement with you. I think, not exactly the most popular opinion in the Riftbound community, but Kai'Sa needs help in set 2. So because I swear she's dead on arrival without it. So she did need something like this, something that has like a super high power cost that she can mitigate, that has some meaningful upside. The reason I asked if we had talked about this card is because I know you're familiar with the Kai'Sa stuff I was doing with Progress Day for a while. Triple Kai'Sa triple Progress Day, and then do 2 drop on 1, Kai'Sa on 2, Progress Day on 3. That idea where you're just like fighting for the card advantage, the biggest problem with that is that you are literally always skipping turn 3. If Premonition's the card we're doing that entire strat with instead of Progress Day, it means all the Noxus Hopefuls we draw are live, all of the Void Seekers we draw are live, all of the interaction we draw are live, all the 2-drops we draw are live off of that turn that we would otherwise be skipping.
And yeah, this is looking way nicer in my head now when you actually put it in the context of like you have 6 mana for your turn, you cast this as the first action, and then you can actually just start to storm off. Yeah, okay. This card's looking better and better to me. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I like the card a lot. The only thing that makes me hesitant to rate this card really highly is because Kai'Sa needs so much help next set. I don't know if this is enough.
Do you run Blue Seals in Ornn to play this?
Yeah, see, that's a great question. I'm really divided. Ornn will run some number of seals. I don't know if it's blue or green or both. Yeah. And yeah. I also don't know if Ornn is in a position that he can get away with like running the seals to play something that has 3 power costs associated with it. Like that's pretty steep. I think it wants to be an effect that you already want to go out of your way with, and I don't know if Ornn wants the draw 3 that bad. I don't know.
Yeah, I can see that.
Okay. I can't put draw 3 lower than B. I just can't.
Yeah, I was gonna say it could potentially be an A.
Yeah, I was looking at A.
Yeah, it's one of those cards that like it will just randomly become one of the most broken cards in the format.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Next format or later, I don't know.
It might not be Spirit Forge, but effects like this break games. So yeah, it is. Everyone's gonna hear us talk about Kai'Sa. They're gonna be like, "What are they talking about?" Buhru Captain, 3 energy, 1 power, 3 might. When you play me, you may draw 1 or buff me.
Why does this guy have a power cost as well?
I don't know.
Like, look at fucking lecturing Yordle. It's like on rate with the draw, and except it has tank instead of the 3rd might. Like, why can't they just not give this a power cost, man? Like, why they just be... I would have loved to play something like this in set where it just auto buffs itself. It's a 4 might, so it gets the fight, so it's really good going second. But the fact that it has a power cost on the initial cast, it's so tilting to me, man.
They want you to put it in Sivir.
No, I don't want to play Sivir.
Yeah, I don't know. Card sucks, man. I don't know what you want from me.
Yeah.
I was trying to like think of lines, and the fact that I had to get this abstract is like a really bad sign of the card, but I was just like, okay, we play it to Warcamp, we buff it, it triggers Fiora effect, and then we kind of didn't pay a power for it. Cinema.
No, not cinema.
Okay.
That's bad. That is fucking page.
Top of D. No higher.
Top of D, sure. Yeah.
Dauntless Vanguard is a 4 energy, 1 power unit with 4 might. You may play me to an enemy occupied battlefield or occupied enemy battlefield. It's mini Deadbloom.
This card is actually pretty interesting. I won't say interesting good, but I think it's pretty interesting. I feel like this is going to be one of those cards that if it ever does become good, it becomes not good because then your opponent plays around it, which is like pretty weird. Because playing this to
What
base,
do the lines look like playing around it? Your lines look like they
uh,
don't push on 2?
yeah, if it doesn't like score them equal points, or they push on 2 and hold up, right? And so,
well, here's my question for you. Let's say we are opponents playing Yi, and we know that they run this card. We're going first. We play 2-drop on 1. On their turn 1, they develop a 2-drop and hold up 1. Now passing over to you, knowing that they have this for next turn, you can't push, right?
you can push, but only if you hold up 4.
If you're willing to push and hold up 4, you're still on... You still have, like, blowouts, right?
Like,
let's say...
For my favor or Dauntless Vanguard favor?
For Yi favor.
Wait, who's the Yi in this one? Sorry,
Yi's the Dauntless player.
Okay, and so he has a 2-drop with 5 mana, and there's a Dauntless possibility? I don't see it being that great for Vanguard.
Interesting.
Because you can't push this with the 2-drop, right?
Well, if you hold up 4, I'm not Dauntlessing into you. I'll do something else.
Okay. Yeah, that's my problem with it. But okay, I can see what you argue. That is an upside.
Yeah, you skipped. Like, what happens when I just put 2 drops on the board, or I do like a 2-drop or I do like Find Your Center, or I pass Catalyst?
Oh, if you go left Cata.
Like, if my turn 2 in this scenario is either Dauntless or Cata, and you hold up 4 and I Cata, doesn't that feel horrendous for you?
Yeah, without the context of the rest of my hand, but yeah. I get your point. Okay. I don't hate this that much. I still think this is going to fall off later, though. I think it has some downsides, but maybe those downsides are kind of fake. I could see it.
No, I agree. I'm not trying to argue the card needs to be like S or Z or A. I'm just saying it's not D or C.
Yeah, this is like quite a middle of the pack card.
I can get behind that. I
definitely play it.
Maybe it is just top of C though. Nah, bottom of B.
Yeah, sure. No arguments here.
Veteran Poro is a 2 energy, 2 might Weapon Master unit.
Yeah, so on initial read, I didn't like it. I was like, whatever.
Really?
But when you start to play with it a bit more, equipment cards are in the meta, you realize this is probably one of the best 2-drops because, again, it's one of the 2-drops that you play on turn 1, scores your points, whatever, you equip afterwards, whatever, no text, doesn't matter. But later on, you can start to re-equip all your things after your opponents spend all their resources to beat your units with like 3 equipments on it. Play this, get a free equip, do your things. I'm actually pretty impressed by Poro. I think Poro is really good.
Yeah, funnily enough, the card I want to compare it to is kind of like Clockwork Keeper, in the sense that like when we're playing this on 1, it's doing nothing, but when we play it later and we use it, when we actually get advantage out of its effect, it's like insane.
Big fan of that.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, we did the math on Weapon Master forever ago, and this thing is insane. So,
yeah,
Weapon Master on a vanilla 2/2, that's pretty good. Call it A?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I think it's a solid A.
Agreed. Up next, we have Yolfish, a 7 energy, 2 power, 6 might unit with Accelerate. I cost 2 less for each of your mighty units.
This card is kind of interesting. Accelerate's a good keyword. Reducing its cost is nice, but to get it on rate for its power cost, it needs to be 2 mighty units on the field before you cast this. So it costs 3 and 2 power. Or you have some way to alleviate the power costs. So it's very conditional when you can get it to become on rate. But with all that said, your reward is just a card that dies the Falling Star, And so I'm not too sure about this card. Maybe as a home in Aurora, but I don't
I was
know.
about to walk through all of my logic for why this card is horrendous, but I'm gonna summarize it easily and concisely in a way that it'll click in your mind immediately how horrendous this card is. Why not Kraken Hunter? Question mark.
Good question. True.
It is
Very true.
It is with 2 mighty units on the board. This is Kraken Hunter. It needs 3 mighty units for it to be better than Kraken Hunter.
They did not cook with this one.
Bottom of D. I swear it's worse than Prize of Progress.
Bro, B? Are we even putting it in a B?
I said D. Bottom of D.
Oh, D. Oh, no, yeah. Hell yeah. This might be the worst card.
Worst card revealed so far. And another horrendous card in my opinion. Strike down, 3 energy, 1 power. Choose an equipped friendly unit. It deals damage equal to its might to an enemy unit. Then detach an equipment from it.
Yeah, so it's a 1-costed extra challenge, but you deal the damage, you don't take damage. But then they attach a downside of detaching equipment from it. I have no idea what the thought process is behind this card, is the thing. So there's conditionality. You need a friendly unit that's equipped. You need 3 spare mana that you don't want to spend on development or whatever for whatever reason. You need a thing that you want to kill on your opponent's turn. And then you get rewarded by losing one of your equipments and having to pay a power to re-equip. I don't understand it that much. I don't expect to play this card ever.
Yeah, I super agree. I think maybe they're trying to cook something with the Orange Jax, where it's like, oh, I can use this on the Orange Jax, and then I can equip back to the Orange Jax and draw a card.
Yeah.
But that's just too deep.
To me, I think they forgot to put action on it.
Oh wait, true. This doesn't have action on it. Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
D tier.
Literally, if it had action on it, it would actually be good. Like, I think it could be playable. But it's not a combat.
I've been reading this as action, and I thought it was horrendous.
No. Okay, yeah.
Okay. Anyway, moving on. Warmogs is a 1 energy equipment. When I conquer, buff me, and it provides 1 power. 1 might, sorry.
I think Warmogs is a Z tier card.
I'm with you. But
yeah,
I'm with you with the additional context that some of these gear can go up when we go back.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm down to move the ones that look down, up and down. But yeah, this guy, just the cost efficiency, whether you're like, first off, obviously it's always good going first because you're going first and now you have equipment that's going to be your development. It's one of these ones that abuses Weapon Master the best because you will leave a buff on the things that you conquer with the Warmogs, and then you Weapon Master, bounce it over. Super efficient because it's 1 mana. But it's also insane going second because now with the extra rune, you get to play a Warmogs, play like your Weapon Master Poro or just a normal 2-drop, and just have like a double developed board going second, turn 1. On top of that, it's got insane synergy with my man Set, insane synergy with other cards like Call to Glory and stuff. Like, this card's just like one of the best cards in the set.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. Warmogs is really good. On my first initial read, I was just like, oh, it's just another one of the +1 equipments, but seeing how efficiently this card can get its buff, and then, like you said, with Weapon Master going to a new unit, it kind of like passes its value from unit to unit. Yeah, I mean, it's surprising to me how easy that is to do, and for that reason, Warmogs is easy.
Big fan.
Kato, the Arm, is a 4 energy, 1 power unit with 3 might and deflect. When I move to a battlefield, give a friendly unit my keywords and plus might equal to my might.
Yeah, I'm not really a fan of this card. When you compare it to like all the 4-drops that we rate higher, most of them don't have power costs. Deflect is a cool keyword, but it's still correct to just Falling Star this if it ever is a good card. Like Falling Star at on cast. It's slow. The move trigger, for some reason it's a move trigger, so like they can still gust this in response to the trigger. I think this card is just slow and bad. there might be some interesting things that you can do eventually with some equipments that give keywords, but for now, I don't see it.
One thing I thought about was using this card in the context of, alongside yellow set. It's kind of interesting. You add the Might onto the yellow set, protecting Kato, and you're giving yellow set deflect. It's kind of a cute little meme, but I don't know if there's anything. I don't know if there's anything worth squeezing out there, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. Bro's trying to play for turn 5 here. Game's already over. Game's over.
Yeah, everything is about turn 2, so Kato's not doing anything at that time. So, Kato, I'm looking at like, yeah, it's just D, isn't it? It's just I'm trying to justify.
Yeah, I was going to argue if you didn't say D.
As the Buhru captain's better, I swear.
No, yeah, captain is better. I'll go captain's better.
Up next, we have Marching Orders, a 3 energy body spell action repeat for 3. Choose a friendly unit anywhere and an enemy unit at a battlefield. They deal damage equal to their might to each other. So it's challenge without a power cost, but cost 1 more. And the target has to be on a battlefield. And repeat.
Oh, and it has to target a battlefield? Okay, so we just took all the good sides, all the good parts from challenge and tried to make them weirder. I don't think I'm a fan of this. There's not many options. There's not many times you're actually challenging something on a battlefield. The upside is that it's like base removal and it's cheap base removal at that. 2 versus 3 is a very big deal within this game because most times you're trying to build your deck to be able to curve out going first. So it's a lot of even numbers cards. I could see maybe it has some place in some other decks, but yeah, I definitely don't see it in set. And if it's not in set, it's pretty awkward for me. Yeah, I don't think I like this card.
I don't know what repeat is doing on this card. Like, imagine like we have a big unit. We resolve marching orders. No combat takes place because now we need to resolve repeat to resolve it again. And now I have the damage from the previous resolve of marching orders while I resolve the second part of marching orders. So, like, how's my unit not dead?
And pick this, and pick this. If that was, I guess you get to double up your damage, but, like, you sack your unit for it. But, like, in these situations, because it has to target a unit on the battlefield, most of the time can't you just walk into the battlefield and, like, win
That's
the
what
fight?
I'm saying. Yeah, I'm with you.
Okay, this might be D tier as well, man. This doesn't make any sense to me.
A lot of body cards showing up in D tier, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, they just upset, that's why.
Yeah. Don't mind me just doing a little bit of reordering for D tier here.
Every day I'm shuffling it.
Alright, there we go. Perfect.
I like it.
Yone is a 5 energy, 1 power unit with 5 might, weapon master. When I conquer an open battlefield, deal damage equal to my might to an enemy unit in a base.
Yeah, so this guy is possibly, it sounds like I say it too much, but it possibly is one of the best units in the game right now. And this is coming from someone, don't just take it as me being overly optimistic. I had my doubts at first. As soon as you check the doubts within a game, one time, a single time, you realize this guy is nuts. The best way to describe it is when you play a Yone to your to your base, so just sitting in your base, you have rocket locked your opponent. Your opponent cannot play units to the base. They're not allowed to develop because Yone will just like snipe it. So they're now forced to have to stand on a battlefield against your 5 might Yone that possibly weapon mastered something onto it. So it's like a 7 or some shit. You're going to untap with like 6 runes to be able to break their board. I swear it just says your opponent can't develop. Like this Yone card is insane. On God, it's insane.
Yeah, it's kind of like, I think I put it to you like this yesterday when we were talking about this card. Basically, the thing you typically want to do when your opponent plays like a must-kill card, there's a handful of must-kill cards in Riftbound and in every card game. That your opponent plays this card, you have to kill this card. You cannot let them untap with this card. Yone is one of those cards, and typically the thing you do in Riftbound against these types of cards, when the opponent plays a card that you must kill and you cannot kill, The answer to that is typically, okay, well, I'll just develop in base, and then I'll try to kill it next turn instead. Yone says, I don't care if you develop in base, that's where I'm targeting. You're dead. If you don't have an answer to kill this thing, the turn it comes down, there is no clear path forward for you. You are just checkmated.
Yeah, and I think a thing that you skip a lot when you first read it without text is that Weapon Master is actually going to put it out of kill range for a lot of things.
Yeah.
Like just putting simply like a Doran's on top of your guy and then like whatever, like a Warmogs. Yeah, like you're out of kill range of a lot of things. So he actually has pseudo protection on himself, which is the absurd part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not really looking forward to playing Jax. Like, Jax is not a particularly compelling legend to me, but the fact that Jax has access to Zhonya's and GA and Yone, that's pretty exciting right there. That's enough of a package. That's how I'm starting my Jax deck when I get there. Those 9 cards right there. 3 Yone, 3 Zhonya's, 3 Hourglass. Figure it out from there.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, 100% with you. Bone Shiver is a 3 energy equipment with equip 1 energy, 1 power. When I conquer, channel 1 rune, and it provides +2 might.
When I conquer channel 1 rune. I haven't actually thought about this one at all, I don't think. I'm not too sure where so you could put it down on curve, give your guy +2, you get the channel back the rune, so it's essentially free. And then you get to untap with 6, play a Yone, equip this. I think it's one of those effects that it's snowbally, but it's not an impressive snowball effect, if you know what I mean. So it's like you get the channel an extra rune, it will be untapped by your next turn after the conquer. So I'm pretty split. I could see it being good, but I could also see it being bad.
Typically with these equipment cards, I think they're all just like, they start good. And then for them to be bad, you need to provide arguments for them. And I think there's a handful of arguments that Bone Shiver is bad. The extra energy for the equip cost is real. That will make the difference in scenarios. That means you're not holding up unyielding for the games where that matters. It means you're not holding up whatever other interaction your color combo has access to. Yeah, I think Bone Shiver will probably see some amount of play, but it won't be for Bone Shiver. It will be for the +2 that it's giving.
Yeah, I like that. Great assessment.
Bottom of B.
Deal.
I swear it's C.
Oh wait, it should be balked here. For sure balked here.
Yeah. Agreed. Jax Unrelenting is a 4 energy, 1 power, 3 might unit with Weapon Master. When you attach an equipment to me, you may pay 1 energy to draw 1.
Yeah, so the stats on it aren't that impressive. So we're going to need to get a couple activations out of that draw effect. So we're looking at 3 draws. No, so we're looking at 2 draws from him, and then he's on rate per their thing. But obviously the might total is going to be a little bit bigger because you're going to Weapon Master, equip something onto it. Hopefully we can pay 1 draw card. He is the Jax chosen champion most likely, so you can just fill your deck out with a bunch of equipments and just high priority targets like this Jax and like Yone. I think he's fine. I think he's pretty middling. I think it's a bit of a slow card, but would you call this a must kill? It probably is, but
it's weird because the deck that I've tried him in was Lucian, and I swear all of his units are must kills. So I never really felt like he was a must kill, but it's because my board also contained things like Yone. So like Jax isn't really allowed to be a must kill in that scenario. But while on the topic, I do think that Jax feels pretty good in the Lucian deck. Lucian felt like he was running out of cards, and Jax kind of solved it.
Yeah, card advantage engine has to be pretty good on a stick, so you can't rate him too low.
Yeah, but when I first read this card and I was just like doing all the math on the card, I was just like, well, it looks pretty bad, but it just feels good. A lot of these weapon decks, and again, I'm talking mainly through the lens of Lucian here, but a lot of these equipment decks, I don't think they really care what unit it is they're putting their equipment on. They're just like playing via the equipment. So we can kind of ignore the might total on this card. I mean, don't get me wrong, it'd be nice if it was higher. But
yeah,
it's just a matter of like, oh, again, I don't care about where my equipment is going, but when it goes on this guy, I can also draw a card. That's good enough, I think. I don't know if it'll be the Jax CC or anything, but I think the card's off to a good start. I want to put it B. Maybe A.
Yeah. I think I could see A, bottom of A.
Yeah. I can get behind that. Sivir is a 6 energy, 3 power, 7 might unit with deflect 2. When I conquer after an attack, if you assigned 5 or more excess damage to enemy units, you may deal that much damage to an enemy unit.
So this is when I conquer. I didn't see this card either, by the way. So it's like deflect 2. That's big. She has a great might total. Being 7 is a nice key breakpoint, and yeah, the fact that it's deflect 2 makes it pretty annoying to be able to have to kill her. When I conquer after the attack, if you assign 5 or more, so you have to kill a 2 might for her to do it alone, and they have to have a 5 or less might somewhere else on the field. We can also follow this up with buff effects. This card is going to need a lot of support in order to do its thing, and I'm not even sure if its thing is that great. Because like you'll get your thing done one time, but then I guess you're in first mate colors, so then maybe you can do it on the other side.
No, I think
I'm not
we can let's ignore the when I conquer effect for a moment. Isn't 6 cost deflect 2 like fine in say something like Volibear or Aurora?
The power cost though is a bit expenny.
Yeah, but like if we flip this off of Aurora, we're not upset about it, are we?
Off of Aurora? Probably not. I'd much rather my Volibear, but
yeah,
if the upside that we can cast this when we're on 6 in those decks then is good enough, I could see this. I could see it.
Yeah, that being said, I'm pretty sure Aurora is horrendous next set, so
Agreed.
So yeah, bad start for Sivir. Deflect 2 is just like, there's got to be something there. Deflect 2 is so well, I guess Deflect is probably a worse keyword next set, right?
Oh, because of gold.
Whoa, I didn't even think about gold. I just felt like we were going to be targeting enemy units way less.
Oh, okay, no. Deflect is just fake then. If it's all. Okay. So the deflect is fake. I'm pretty sure the second ability has ways to be counted or played around. Yeah, I'm not impressed.
It's worse than Void Drone. And better than Buhru Captain. So it's like...
Put it C. Put it bottom of C below the drone, I think.
Okay. I can get behind that.
Yeah, I think that's a good spot.
This could be a future meta where this card's played. It's just not this one, I think.
No. Yeah, agreed.
Speaking of cards that will be played in every meta, 0 cost, 1 power, action, repeat, 1 power, look at the top 2 cards of your main deck, draw 1, and recycle the other.
Yeah, so we are looking at, of course, so put aside the power cost for a second, because you'll realize it won't matter, okay? We have a 0 cost draw card, but before that, we're going to look at the top 2. But not only that, we're going to look at the top 2 draw for 0 mana. We're going to do that for 0 mana. I want you guys to not, like, people that know draw cards and TCGs know that that's a broken effect. Now, put that on top of the fact that we're in a 39 card main deck game. Like, the math it does for
with
decks
3 ofs
is absurd. Yeah, it's absurd. Like, we're talking like plus 30% to consistencies on like certain combos and stuff. If they ever print like guaranteed win con ways to win the game, a deck with Stack Deck and Cold Shot is going to make it so consistent that I could see Cold Shot or Stack Deck getting banned in the future, just because they printed a second type of this effect. It's absurd. It's fucked.
Yeah. Z tier it is.
Yeah, Z tier. Like,
is this best card revealed?
Oof. Yes, it is. I was gonna say it's close, and then I looked at the top 5, and it's not close.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know what the deck looks like yet, but there's no world where this is not broken. It's just math says good.
Yeah, it's just nuts.
Yeah, I'm with you. Loyal Pup, 3 energy, 3 might. When you defend at a battlefield, you may move me there.
Is this doing anything?
No.
Nope. Like the most clear you see it. Three might pup in base. I'll walk my 3/3 into your 2/2 with no combat trick and get got. Yeah, sure. That will for sure happen, my guy.
It's the worst. It's the worst on-rate unit we've talked about today. So it's like here.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, the first card I thought of when I saw it was Stealthy Pursuer, so that's not good for Loyal Pup.
Oh, yeah, that's the Stealthy Pursuer of the set.
Yeah. But one more card for Dog Tribal, okay? There's like 6 dogs in the game now, okay? We're getting closer and closer to the Dog Tribal deck, I swear.
Who's the other dogs?
Warwick and Cemetery Attendant, and there's like 2 more, I think.
What the fuck?
Treasure Hunter is a 2 energy, 1 might unit with when I move, play a gold gear token, exhausted.
Okay, notably, this one isn't a dog. But this is a good effect. This one is actually a pretty good effect. So when I move, make a gold gear token. So there's going to be a, like, you have to kill this immediately. But the nice thing is you're going to almost always get this trigger out of it. The only questions I have out of it is how bad of a draw is it going to be later on in the game, which you could argue is pretty bad. The gold gear is going to be worth less later, of course, on top of just like it's a 1 might unit. But yeah, it's going to enable some degenerate stuff early through the gold gear, so I'm pretty impressed by that. I think it's a middling card. I think if your deck is built around power costing, gold gears, whatever, then it's perfectly fine. 3x go into your deck.
I think that this card's a lot worse than it seems on face value. I mean, this is the type of card that people look at and they're like, look at the value I can get. But if you compare this to the Plundering Pourer and another card we're going to go over later in this video, it needs to get 2 gold gear to make up for the fact that it's 1 less might than those 2 cards. And I don't... this will happen some percentage of the time. I don't know if that percentage is high enough that it's, like, worth it.
Yeah, I can see your point. It's definitely worse than, like, Pourer and stuff. But I think the argument for this one would be its colors, which is obviously purple, so, like, you can run other movement spells. I'm not talking about Ride the Wind. People are coping on that one, but, like, just like Tide Turner to, like, pull it back, get an extra trigger, and you have a 2 might unit on the battlefield now, if that means anything. But yeah, I can definitely see your point. It's definitely not Z or S tier, but yeah, cool enabler.
I'm down to put it like I'm okay with it being at an A, I think, but I kind of want it to be lower. But like, I'll concede there. It can be A.
Wait, I've got a question. Treasure Hunter on 1. Score, make your gold token, they kill it. Are you happy with that? Like, kill it with a 3/3, sorry, I should say.
They kill it with a 3/3?
Yeah. Like, are we happy that we score a point, get a gold token? Oh, wait, I think it's slightly better.
No, wait, hold on. Wait. I'm changing. I'm completely reverting everything I said about this card. Because purple is OP next set, bro. Because... what do they do?
True.
Okay, what do they do? I'm playing Draven. I Treasure Hunter on turn 1. I push it to a battlefield, and I hide a card.
Oh.
Now what do they do?
So it could be a off move yourself back or off them, get a second gold.
And draw a card.
And draw.
How loose?
No, I'm down. That's what I'm saying. It was perfect. That's what I'm saying.
My bad.
Wait, that's like
my bad. I forgot. Draven OP.
Okay, good.
Yeah, okay. I'm convinced.
Z might be pushing it still, but...
Okay, we can put it in S. There's no reason to copy S. I'm with you.
Yeah.
I just got a little excited, that's all. Boots of Swiftness, 3 energy equipment, ganking, +2. Wait, you go.
Yeah, I'm a fan of equipment. Ganking is a great keyword. 3 cost maybe a little bit steep, but ganking is one of those abilities. Definitely is worth paying. Maybe an extra resource here or there, you know. Could cost is still good. Yeah, I think it's just going to be a piece of equipment. Once again, very good. Great keyword. I could see it being played. Yeah.
Follow me on a thought process.
I'm following.
On average, take any of the legend abilities and just kind of average them out in your mind. How much would a card... Obviously, it's going to be hard when you just like... Because every legend ability is a bit different. But how much would an equipment that does that legend ability need to cost for you to run it in your deck? Like if we could just run an equipment, or a gear, sorry, that gives us Draven effect, or gives us I don't know, insert effect here. Basically, what I'm saying is granting ganking is OP, and don't think about this as like, oh, I spend 3 and 1 power to give a card ganking. You spend 3 so that every turn going forward, or every board state going forward, I can spend at least 1 power to have a card with ganking. Meaning that every single card in your deck that you add to your deck can have this ganking card now. As long as you've paid for boost of swiftness once.
Yeah, you just blew my mind, actually. This card is insane.
Yeah.
The threat of being able to give the card ganking. And on top of that, you are just getting the +2 on top. Okay. I followed you to the light. I followed this card. Yep, I'm
welcome, brother. Welcome to the light. This card's on me.
Yeah, this is a like MF Legend on a stick, but better because +2. Yeah, okay, I'm with it.
I swear it's no lower than S.
The way you described it, I could see it Z. Ganking is that good.
Know, bro. Alright, Z it is. I'm on. If Warmong's a Z, Boots is a C. I'm with you.
Yeah, deal.
Okay. Wind Singer is a 2 energy, 1 might hidden unit. With when you play me, you may return another unit at a battlefield with 3 might or less to its owner's hand. So it's Gust on a stick and it's hidden.
Yeah, this card is super interesting to me. I don't know if it's just a me thing or not, but it's super interesting to me. So obviously it has the benefit, like every other unit, right? 2-drop unit, I should say. It's going to score your points if it's only a 2-drop early. But the fact that this has many different utility usages after turn 1 as a 2-drop, I feel like, in theory, it should heavy outweigh how bad the might total is. Just being able to like bounce things and stuff. Also being able to do it at reaction speed if you do end up hiding it. But my only problem will be, I feel like Gust is already fallen off a little bit within the game. So it will be important to see what's the common might total breakpoints going forward into the next meta to know exactly how good this card is. Because if there's not many units that are 3 might or less, this card is terrible. But if it becomes a swarm type of meta with a lot of little dudes, I think this card could be insane. So yeah, it's a meta dependent one to me.
Here's my take on this card. I think this card's going to be horrendous because Gus is horrendous. However, if Azir is the meta, this is a very good response to Azir's early game.
I like that. If they take the equipment off, you just bounce and the bounce is a kill.
Yes. And it can be done even just as like on the games where they go second, we push a unit and we hide. Or I guess that's really bad, actually. Well, I guess they can't walk over. I don't know. Maybe it actually just sucks. Maybe I'm back to thinking it just sucks. Because I think we would prefer to run Gust as a response to Azir than this.
Yeah, I might be getting baited why I think it's interesting. That's why I was like talking about how it's interesting. It's like in other TCGs like Magic and stuff, a bounce on a stick is so infinite tempo, but in this game it might not be equal and the conditionality is worse. So yeah,
I want to go low, like really low.
Yeah, you can do it. I won't argue against it.
I'll go see.
I don't mind.
Because if I compare it to these units here, it's closer in my mind than it is to these units down here. It's got to be better than these guys, right?
Yeah. Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because these D tiers.
These D tiers, man. What are these guys doing? Fizz Trickster is a 3 energy, 1 power unit. When you play me, you may play a spell from your trash with energy cost no more than 3, ignoring its energy cost, recycling that spell after you play it. You must still pay its power cost.
Yeah, so this is Welcome Back Snapcaster Mage from Magic. Obviously, we flash effect from Snapcaster for people that are aware, but now we get to play the spell for free. They put it in the perfect colors to abuse this when we now have Cold Shot and Stack Deck. I think this Fizz unit is going to be, well, if you just think of it in that context, right, where turn 2 you can go Stack Deck, find Fizz, play Fizz, Stack Deck again. You start to realize that combo concept that I was talking about earlier, that if they do print some degenerate way to win games in purple, now they just have access to 3 additional Stack Decks / Cold Shots through Fizz. This is going to become degenerate in the future, if not next set. This Fizz card's broken. Yeah,
I agree. I mean, even there's a card we're going to go over here shortly that's going to give Teemo stocks, in my opinion. Even just the ability to, like, search cards that... Sorry. What I'm saying is right now, there are cards that you can abuse this degeneracy, Cold Shot, Stack Deck, Fizz stuff, and we've only seen a portion of the set, and obviously, we got set 3, set 4 on the way. I think Fizz will break the game for some degenerate combos surrounding these 3 cards at some point. I don't know if it's going to be set 2 or not, but yeah, I think you're totally right that it will break something eventually. Also, it's just strictly better Annie,
Yeah, strictly better because you get to play the card. It's also just a good tempo, playing like a good spell from your graveyard that suits the situation of the game state. Can I also add one last thing? What's that D tier, the first orange creature?
Buhru Captain.
The unit? Buhru Captain. So why do they have equal cost might totals and then their abilities are this far apart in power level? I will never understand that. Probably just racist. But yeah, Fizz is like Z tier for sure.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Z it is.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's one of those esoteric ones where it's like it itself is not doing things to justify it in Z, but it will enable something collectively that makes it Z. Switcheroo. Oh, my boy Switcheroo. 2 energy, 2 power, hidden action. Swap the might of 2 units at the same battlefield this turn.
I hate that he's doing the 6/7 pose.
6/7?
So much. Look at his dumb face. He's just throwing that up, bro. But without that, zoom out. Get that shit over. But without the dumb pose and dumb face looking at me right now, this card is insane. So this is one of those hidden cards that just says win the combat. And obviously, if you put that into the context of taking away the power cost and the cost of the card, it costs 1 power in normal decks. It costs 1 energy in Teemo to just win a combat, whether it's early or late. It doesn't matter. Or even in Draven, so it's also going to say draw a card on top of it. Or you can use it on offense as an action speed spell. Yeah, I think this card is a powerhouse. It's an absolute bomb.
Imagine trying to be an Aurora player in the year 2025.
Yeah, true.
They dead bloom you. You walk up a 1 might recruit, Switcheroo. Now,
bruh. 2 might dead bloom, buddy. Yeah, I don't.
I don't.
Nice 2 might dead bloom.
I don't know. 2 might. 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 I actually like. I have to be. There has to be something about this card that I'm not seeing because I refuse to believe this card isn't like. Is it second best card? Like
It's so high up. Yeah, it's like so high. I don't know.
it's like
Like,
it's what Convergent Mutation wants to be.
yeah, legit, literally.
Bro,
Bro, it's like, do we need a Z plus tier?
you're
Switcheroo?
agreed.
We're about to make a Z plus because those two are just head and shoulders above like the Defiant and the Aurelia.
I'm so down for a Z plus tier.
Yeah. And then just make it grey or something. Yeah, this works.
Z plus, Cold Shot, Switcheroo. Same colors, by the way.
Deal. Yeah, purple's just stacked, man. Pun, stack deck.
Good one, bro. We've got Vex, 5 energy, 1 power, 5 might. While I'm in combat, friendly spells cost 1 energy less and 1 power less to a minimum of 1. And enemy spells cost 1 energy and 1 power more.
If they had just minused 4 words off of the text box, this card would be insane. But I think those 4 words are absolutely destroying it for me, which is the while I'm in combat text. I think that conditionality almost completely negates the second part of her effect. Your opponent can quite easily just play around it like pre-combat and just plan to keep open enough resources to play around it post that. The power cost might be annoying, yeah. So with that in mind, also her first effect, being able to cancel power costs, is the upside that I'm seeing. But again, you need to be in combat. So I think it's too slow, too conditional. The upsides aren't as high as what you would think on initial read. Yeah, I'm not a fan. It's like a middling card to me.
Yep, I mean, this is a card that this will be one of those cards that everyone checks over time, over and over and over again. This will be one of those cards that every single time a card is relevant, people will be like, "Oh, it's probably Vex sideboard," and it just never will be. Yeah, this is one of those like infinite loop cards that we'll talk about every set. And
not a fan. Not a fan of these combos.
Yeah, I'm looking like.
I think it's that bad. It could go D.
It's D.
If it didn't say while I'm in combat, the second effect would have carried her so hard. But yeah, it's not good enough.
If it didn't say while in combat, I'm pretty sure it's like free Z.
Yeah.
Like if it didn't have.
That's what I thought at first. I skipped the first part when I first read it, like on initial review, and I was like, "What the fuck, Thalia?"
Yeah, while in combat, this card would need to have like +3 written on its cost, I think, if it didn't have that line. But
yeah, I could see it.
Draven Audacious is a 6 energy, 1 power unit with 6 might. Deflect. The first time I win combat each turn, you score 1 point. When I die in combat, choose an opponent, they score 1 point.
I have to point out how much of a flavor win this is for Draven in like his lore, not his lore, but like gameplay from League. Like just do or die, feast or famine, drop my axes, and I lose, or I hit my axes and I win. I love it so much. What I don't love is how degenerate these fucking score point effects are in the game, and how like game warping they are going to be if they ever are relevant. I think this is the type of card that's pretty close to being able to become relevant, because the deflect is probably enough to be annoying to give it pseudo protection, any equipment to put it to a nice break point. You can always play this on turn 3. Yes, it's going to be slow, but the speed gets made up for if you do untap with it, because you're going to score additional points. So yeah, there's a very, very thin line between this guy being giga broken and meta warping, or absolute unplayable. And I don't know what side of the line.
I know what side of the line we're on. We're on the warping one, brother. We're on the warping one. This card is correct.
Please.
I swear to God.
Is it actually?
Think about this, right? First of all, it's not a Draven card, I don't think. But let's ignore that for a moment. How on earth are they ever getting the point out of this? We're purple. If they're killing Draven, they're doing it with spells. They're not combating me, because I'll foff them.
Oh, when I die in combat.
It only happens in combat.
Okay, no, I see. Yeah. It's not balanced.
The upside is only for me, not for thee. They don't get to abuse this. Only I do. I fuck them or I switcheroo them. They cannot. They cannot score with my card. Only I score with my card.
Holy wait! It's a misprint. It's going to be a misprint. Why is it not just when I die?
Because not death knell. Smile.
Fucking no! Oh my. Oh, this is going to be cancer. Okay. Yeah, this is
Z tier. I'm in.
Yeah. Yikes. This is exactly the type of effect that you need on these expensive units for us to rate them high. As you see, these game-winning ones like Yone, Draven,
yeah,
or like
look, you can look at how consistent we are, bro. These units are all like I win the game cards. Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I see the vision. Holy. Nah. I gotta check that. I have to check that. Okay.
I swear they can't kill this unless you let them. And if you let them, it's because they don't get the effect.
Yeah, well, you don't care them going +1 point.
Yeah. Last Rites is a 3-cost equipment with when I conquer or hold, you may play a unit from your trash, and it provides +2 might. Its equip effect also recycles 2 cards from your trash.
Recycle 2 from the trash on equip. That seems like it could be annoying in the archetype that I'll try to build this in, which would be like the Reanimator type of deck. But you still have to pay the cost of the unit in the trash. So essentially, if you look at the second effect as when I conquer, draw a card, it sounds pretty good to me. The problem, this has now become a problem. The problem is in purple, and purple's like card pool is pretty stacked, so it's going to be hard to fit. And I do think this is one of those cards that does need slightly more additional like engine cards to actually fulfill the upside of the card. So it's a good card itself, but I'm not too sure how played it will be.
Walk with me.
Walking.
Doesn't this go in MF Aurora? When we equip, we get to recycle units back into our deck, so our Aurora never runs out of energy, or it never runs out of targets. So we can even go lower on units than we currently are. And when we conquer, we can reanimate.
I could see it. Yeah, I could see it. Especially because it's just a 3, like no power cost. You can just play it on your way up to Aurora as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can definitely do this.
People talk about one of Aurora's weaknesses being like they could just kill all the units, but they literally can't now.
Yeah. So. And it could be done with just this as a one-off as well, which is pretty impressive.
Doesn't even need to be like, doesn't need to be crazy. Especially because, purple's the stacked deck colors, so you can get away with really low ratios of this.
I like it.
But that being said, it's probably only playable in that particular area, I think. So I want to say like high C.
Yeah, I'm happy with a solid high C.
Bonds of Strength is a 2 energy reaction. Repeat for 2 energy. Give 2 friendly units each +1 might this turn.
This doesn't read that great to me. +1 for 2 energy, pretty meh. It's very rare that you're going to be able to get the value off of 2 units, and you can already see that with back-to-back and how underplayed that card is. I'm just not impressed by this card very much. You can tell they're very strict with what reaction speed buff spells they give to yellow for some reason. I'm not too sure why, because Call to Glory exists, so they'll break their own rules, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not a fan of the card.
Yeah, I don't know what numbers this card needed to have to be like eye-opening to me, but it definitely wasn't 1.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Why couldn't it just been like +2 to 1 unit for 2? Like, why not?
Yeah, well, I mean, Primal Strength is that card. Oh, sorry, Feral Strength. Feral Strength, not Primal. The new green one.
Yeah, so they had to mix it up.
So it had to be different.
God damn it. Bro thinks he's a hipster.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just D.
Yeah, like I don't see this ever seen play in a competitive deck.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's like here. Man, what are these like? What's going on here? This whole D tier is so good.
And then these are in the same deck as Yone and.
Yeah, I don't know. Honest Broker, 2 energy, 2 might, Death Knell, play a gold gear token exhausted.
I'm actually a fan of this one. I actually think 2 might Death Knell unit is very nice. I think the gold gear, especially on curve, is going to be super cool. I think it's just going to be, a pretty solid 2-drop in the yellow colors. I think the Death Knell is going to eventually be like a sacrifice deck that you're sacrificing your own units. You can already see it with like hook and stuff, so you can get additional value through that. I'm a fan of this guy in general.
Yeah, I swear it doesn't even need to be like any particular synergy. I think you just put it in yellow decks and it's good.
Yeah, like I think I play this in set. Like I'll just play this, and it's a free res later. So cool.
Yeah, I'm down for S.
Yeah, solid S, bottom S, top A, somewhere around there.
Yeah, works for me. We can do top A. Yeah, works for me. Royal Guard is a 4 energy, 2 might unit with when you play me, play a 2 might Sand Soldier unit token here.
So it's like slightly bigger Faithless Manufacturer.
Faithful.
In the context, faithful. In the context of Azir, piece of shit. In the context of Azir, you get some. Pretty cool. We all understand that Weapon Master is a pretty good effect, so I think I like this card. It might be a little bit too slow though, is the problem. If there's a couple more like random synergistic things that Sand Soldiers will just benefit us, I could see it being pretty good, but yeah, it's pretty whatever for me right now. Middle of the pack has a couple upsides. I'm not sure if the upsides are high enough.
Yeah, I think it's a weird card because when I think about the way that Ezreal wants to play, I don't want to play this on turn 2, but it actually sounds like really good later, where it's just like you want to. There's going to be turns where we have like more equipment than we do Sand Soldiers, and we're not going to always want to stack it on 1. And being able to do like Royal Guard plus play an equipment, generate a guy with Azir, Weapon Master, those 2 things, and then manually attach elsewhere, like that sounds like a good setup. But
yeah, I'll also point out another thing in the context of Azir. There are going to be times that you don't draw an equipment every turn to make a Sand Soldier, so having access to still being able to make one is also just nice.
Yeah.
Get
behind that.
So it's decent. Nothing amazing, but might be a role player.
Yeah. Oh, there's also like weird scenarios where you like play an equipment on 1 but it's like a 2-cost equipment, so like you couldn't do the Azir thing. And then just like next turn you make up for that with Royal Guard on curve.
Yeah.
It's totally fine. Yeah, the more I think about it, it sounds kind of like just like solid.
Yeah, I think it's like solid, like middle of B, if I had to put it anywhere.
Yeah, I like middle of B. BF Sword, 4 energy equip with +3 might. Nothing, no spice.
No spice, so just like BF Sword in League of Legends, just really big sword, I guess. +3, obviously really good stats. We like +3 as opposed to +2. It's such a big difference, 50% more. There is a slight problem from what I gathered from testing it. 4 cost is pretty expensive, and you really need that +3 to affect the board immediately on cast. So the more expensive these become, and the fact that it doesn't have quick draw makes me a little bit sus of it. The next problem on top of that was, wait, what the fuck was the other problem? Fuck. Were you in there? There was another
No,
problem.
I was
with
out.
sound.
I was out most of the day, but I'll give you a moment to think about that while I ramble a little bit about BF Sword.
Yeah, go do your thing.
BF Sword, I think, is at a good breakpoint. It's kind of awkward to play on curve, but I think once you've played it on curve, the thing is, like, with most things in Riftbound that you do, where you have to, like, quote unquote skip turn 2 to, like, do a catalyst or to, like, draw some cards or to just, like, develop a unit and then don't immediately do something with it, you need to... This usually feels pretty bad unless you're making up for it elsewhere. So with Catalyst, you're making up for it because you get to play Dead Bloom next turn. Or with Kai'Sa just playing your 4-drop into base and doing nothing with it that turn, you make up for that because you get to draw a card with it later. With BF Sword, sometimes you do get to immediately do something because you just equip it and push. And then other times, you'll make up for it later because now going forward, every single time you play a unit, if this isn't attached on something, if it is attached on something, that's good. And if it's not attached on something, it means in the future, we'll just be able to attach this for a single power and get +3. So I think the implications this card has looks good for me, but it's definitely not something you can just like throw into a deck without accounting for it.
I like that point a lot. Just being able to play it and like understand that you're going to get the value from it later. The downside I was thinking about was on Azir, not an on-curve thing unless you're going second. So yeah, figured that out. Ding, ding, ding. But yeah. I think it's fine.
Yeah, I think the +3 is relevant enough that Azir probably still runs it, and then they're just happy to do it on turn 2 when going second.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. It can't be worse than these guys. These guys are like, it's just good. So.
Yeah, I think it's right there where you have it, yeah.
Deal. All right. Unsung Hero, 2 energy, 2 might, Death Knell, if I was mighty, draw 2.
Yeah, so obviously it reads insane if you don't have the if I was mighty effect.
Wait, hold on. My brain just clicked. I need to go. I'm sorry. I need to go back to BF Sword. This card's actually insane, though. The more I think about this card's actually nuts. The whole reason Yi is good is we play a 2-drop, we push to a battlefield, and now that thing is defending for +2, and like nothing can break it. If we do 2-drop in any yellow deck, push it to a battlefield, BF Sword, attach. That thing can't die, not even to spell interaction.
Oh, because you get the +3 next turn anyway?
You get the +3 that turn. You do 2-drop on one, BF Sword,
it can get broken
push.
because you're tapped.
Sorry?
It can get broken though because you're tapped out.
Well, it can get broken with like... They can't like Void Seeker it. They would have to like Void Seeker Stupefy.
Or like cleave stupefy.
Sure, yeah. They have to 2 for 1 your 2-drop, and then you have your BF Sword set up for the next card you play.
Yeah. I can be convinced.
It sounds cracked.
I think when you play it, or like when you draw your hand with it, you'll see that's not always the best case to slam this and put it on the thing.
No, it's like what I was saying earlier, where it's like, you can't... I think it's the type of card you can't blind throw into a deck.
Yeah. Like you have to have a plan.
Yeah. Anyway, back onto the Unsung Hero. Sorry about that. 2 energy, 2 might. Death Knell, if it was mighty. Draw 2. This seems like a good card to play with IBF Sword. What?
Exactly, yeah. That's one of the things I was going to point out. I think it's actually a really good in Fiora specifically because you're already trying to make and build your deck to make your units mighty. So it's just like comes hand in hand. But I do want to point out how much easier this is to make it mighty than what you would first perceive. Like all of the equipment will make it mighty going onto fields, especially like Trifarian and stuff. And that's if it's not longsword and it already makes it mighty. This is quite often just going to be a 2-drop, 2/2, draw 2 on death. Like in any deck that you build with Unsung Hero, like it's pretty good for a 2-drop, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm super high on the card as well.
Yeah,
it's already in BF Sword colors as well, so it's like that's like a perfect combo for the card.
Yeah, perfect curve.
Yeah. I'm gonna say like bottom S, top A. Yeah,
I think it has the upsides like that purple one, the purple 2-drop. So I think bottom S.
I can get behind that. Yeah. Good call. Vanguard Armory is a 7 energy, 1 power gear, not an equipment, just a gear. Exhaust this, play 3 1 might recruit unit tokens.
Yeah, so you're going to need to activate the in order for it to become on rate. Every turn past that, it is going to become on rate. When you start to look at that in the context of how long a Riftbound game is, which is both players often get 6 to 7 turns. I did not mean to do that.
6, 7.
But if you play this on curve going second, it will be above rate. If you play it on curve going first, it will only be on rate. And if you have no ways to fully abuse these tokens, it's bad. But if you do fully build to play around the tokens, I can see a world where you get the pop off. But generally speaking, cards like that or designed like that without ways to tutor it out are going to be bad. So I'm not too high on this card.
Yeah, I don't know what the deck list looks like. And forgive the weird comparison, or at least on face value, weird comparison. But in my mind, this is like a wide version of Aurora. You understand what I'm saying? Where it's like, you put this on the board, and now you have like a perma clock on the opponent. I feel like, again, I don't know what the deck list looks like, but I feel like 3 Imperial Decree, 3 Vanguard Armory, like, breaks something.
Oh. Wait, is this a Lux card?
No.
Why not? Oh, man.
Because why?
Bullshit.
I swear it's just Victor. Imperial Decree, 3 of. Vanguard Armory, 3 of. Build the rest of the deck from there. And then play like a really fast gameplay style. Set up Armory. And now, never lose?
Yeah, if you abuse the tokens enough, yeah. I think it's fine, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like if you can build the rest of the deck to go fast, you're essentially just saying once this thing is on the board, you have like 2 turns to live.
I need to see that in action.
In a similar way that like Aurora does it. And honestly, it's maybe wide enough that like, I don't know. It seems like pretty okay to me. And like the fact that my mind wants to compare it to Aurora, obviously it's not doing the same thing as Aurora, but like it's filling like a similar purpose. Like that's a good starting point for a card. Also, not for nothing, I would feel remiss if I didn't mention this. It is the first it's the first gear that they've printed that Heimerdinger can do something with and not feel stupid. If Heimerdinger is in play and you play Vanguard Armory, you immediately get 6 recruits. Holy, that's a lot of recruits.
That is a lot, I must say.
But yeah, I don't know. I want to put it
down to check this. Yeah,
it feels worth checking. Pre-check, I want to put it like B, but like there's a chance like this is up here, by the way. Like,
yeah, after what you said about it, I could see it having like very high potential. Why I want to actually check. But yeah, I agree with like right now, I think it's B before I check.
Agreed. Altar of Memories, a 2 energy gear. When a friendly unit dies, you may exhaust me to draw 1, and then put a card from your hand on top or bottom of your main deck.
Yeah, so this card is kind of cracked. You might initially think it's slow, but as soon as you just draw 2 or 3 cards from it, you're already very, very happy. You don't have to play this like on turn 1. Like you can play this obviously turn 2 after you play a 2-drop push score with a death knell. Hopefully play this in the back. Do they even want to kill your thing now? Because you get a draw and a death knell. But on top of all of that, it also helps filter your hand. Like just the draw by itself would have been enough. But now I can also like filter out these bad ones to like hopefully draw into the better ones. Like I'm pretty happy with this card in totality. And if there's ever like ways that you can abuse the card that we put on top, say like Rek'Sai or Hook, then I think it's starting to get out of hand pretty quick. So yeah, I'm a fan of this card.
Yeah, just so that we're on the same page, you're aware that the draw card, like we're not really going +1, right? We're drawing.
Oh
1.
wait, no, we're not.
Yeah, no. We're not going +1. We're just filtering.
Oh. Well, that whole ramble was for nothing. Yay. Wait, my opinion just dropped then.
I do.
Okay, if we're not going +1, it's literally just filter.
Filter can.
I don't like it anymore.
Filter can break things. Riftbound's not there yet, and it's at a lower floor than these other types of cards that we talk about, like potentially breaking the game. But I do think it has that potential where it's like a critical mass of these types of effects, or a reason to abuse this type of effect is potentially game breaking. We're just not there yet, so I want to put it at like C, bottom C.
Yeah, I can see bottom C. I like it. This card's so much more worse.
Rek'Sai, champion unit, 5 energy, 1 power, 5 might. When I attack, you may reveal the top 2 cards of your main deck. You may play 1, then recycle the rest. If the played card is a unit, you may play it here.
Yeah, so the intention behind it is that you get to draw plus accelerate a unit, but it has to go to that field as well. I think it's fine, but when you can start to compare this to effects like Yone and stuff, I don't even think draw a card and give that card accelerate, because you still have to pay for the cost, blah blah blah. That's just nothing compared to rocket lock your opponent like Yone.
Yeah.
So maybe it has a place in Rek'Sai. We'll have to see, but I'm pretty sure Rek'Sai has other top end pieces that they would much rather play. I'm pretty sure Darius might be better. I'm pretty sure you could just play a top end spell like Grand Strat or something. Yeah, if I don't see this in Rek'Sai, I don't see this much places, unless you have any ideas.
No, I'm right there with you. I think this card sucks.
Yeah, okay, deal.
I swear it's D.
Yeah, I could see D.
Yeah.
Doesn't say win the game like the other 5 cost or more.
Yeah, it's just yeah, I mean, we've talked about it enough. If your card costs more than 4 and it's not winning the game, probably sucks.
Yeah.
Renata Glass is a 4 energy, 4 might unit, also costs a power. Your tokens enter ready.
Yeah, so on first read, I forgot that the gold tokens are tokens somehow. I just kept on thinking of them as gold. So all of your Renata Glass triggers are going to come in readied, which is obviously very strong. I know you have cooked up much more thought and ideas behind this card than I have, so honestly, I'll just let you go off on this.
Yeah, I mean, the gear tokens with this, or the gold gear tokens with this, are insane. I've talked about the stuff that Renata can do with Time Warp, and it only gets more and more degenerate with this card. The fact that they enter ready means that if Renata Glask is in play, and you have the ability to cast Time Warp, assuming that you're at both battlefields currently, you cast Time Warp. Time Warp loops from there. So one Time Warp can Time Warp into another Time Warp. There's a lot of potential right there already. That's a pretty difficult setup for any other deck. So the fact that she's just one chosen champion away from setting up that combo is pretty degenerate. Theoretically, you could play a whole game where you're just playing to your base. You're playing base, and then you're setting up for a big final push. You do a big final push, you touch both, you Time Warp once, go to 4, Time Warp twice, go to 6. Maybe you have to Progress Day or whatever, Promising Future or whatever to find the last Time Warp. But the fact that she can score 6 points in a single turn, as long as she's stolen 2 points before that, at some point throughout the game, that's just a free game right there. And the fact that she can so consistently do it, it's just that's all she needs. Her whole setup needs to be just a chosen champion. I feel it.
Yeah,
she's gonna break it.
Whole game plan. Spin that whole game plan scenario out. Blew my mind, actually. I did not figure that out when I first read your tokens enter ready. It's such an unsuspecting ability. You just described a game warping fucking game plan.
Yeah, the fact that she can score 6 in a single turn with all she needs is this guy on the board and 2 warps.
Why'd they make Renata, man?
Also, I think it would be silly for me to not mention, because we were just talking about Vanguard Armory. With her in play, all of your units off of that Vanguard Armory card we were just talking about enter ready. So you can Imperial Decree. You could Vanguard Armory on one turn, and then next turn Imperial Decree, Renata Glask, and Imperial Decree for a guaranteed board clear.
True. So like theoretically, they can't even hold against this Time Warp deck.
Yep. Well, I'm not even saying that this needs to be the Time Warp package, but I'm just saying that that card we were talking about earlier also works with Renata Glask. Yeah.
Very interesting.
Cool stuff indeed. I like this card a lot. It's also the type of card.
Minimum S.
This
is minimum S.
Minimum S. I'm in.
I think so.
Get me in. Okay. I thought I was gonna have to fight for A, to be honest. All right.
No.
Okay. Sacred Shears is a 2 energy, 1 power equipment. Death Knell, draw 1, and +1 might. It's just a standard equipment cost of 1 power.
Yeah, so this card looks like they know about Skull Clamp and they tried to play it safe. I think the fact that it has a power cost really hurts, but they also made it only +1 on the actual might total because they value this Death Knell draw super highly. But when you start doing this math, if I'm paying all these power costs and like initial costs from it, it's very hard to get back the value you've paid from like 2 equips maybe. So I'm actually not sure if this is a good equipment. I actually think this one might be possibly the worst equipment we've seen. But that's all without context of does our deck like Death Knell need the draw or like want the draw or like abuse Death Knell effects. Do you have any ideas of it?
It's too expensive, I think. The power cost is so dramatic. I think. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like Riot thinks seals are better than they are, and so they think that these power costs are more negligible than they are, because what they want us to do is run these seals. But I will not fall for your bait, Riot. With that being said, if the seals are good, it's because you would want an effect. You would need an effect like this to make up for the card disadvantage. So maybe, I don't know. Maybe there is something there. But my instinct is that this is not good.
Yeah, I'll definitely go check it because it does say draw. But yeah, I doubt this is going to be good.
Agreed. It's on the list of things to check, but I think it goes quite low. I want to go like middle of C.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. Next to the Bork and Bone Shiver.
It's just too expensive, man. Soraka is a 4 energy, 1 power, 4 might unit and must be assigned combat damage last. If another unit you control here would die, if it has less might than me, instead heal it, exhaust it, and recall it.
This is such an interesting effect to me, honestly. I figure out if I like this card or not. There's a lot of implications, right? So like, first one is you have a unit, just conk, and then you can play it to a board. I think that's probably the worst application of it because your opponent now has the option to just like not attack the Soraka unless they fully kill Soraka as well. Wait, I have to ask, she won't trigger, right? If she dies within that combat, along with another unit there. So like say I have Soraka and a 2 might and they kill both units, Soraka won't trigger, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Soraka needs to live.
So Soraka needs to live. So her effect actually should be an attacking effect where you play her to base. But that means she's worse on curve because you're probably scoring with your 2-drop. Otherwise, you're holding it and your opponent now has time to prep for it. The more I play out these lines in my head, it doesn't seem very good in my mind.
Yeah, I mostly agree with what you're just saying. It's like the type of effect that like, whoa, that's interesting, but the practical lines look pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at like low C.
Yeah, I was about to say like she's Siva tier, somewhere near Siva.
Yeah, okay. I'm with that. Karina Varaza is a 7 energy, 1 power, 6 might unit with Accelerate. When I move to a battlefield, play 3 1 might recruit units there.
Who was it that told us that this is Garen support?
I don't remember. Yeah, I think it was Biggs. Yeah.
I thought this card was pretty meh, pretty like not that great. But as soon as Vic said that this is a free Garen trigger, I was like, oh, okay, there's a home for it.
There's
probably
something.
would play it in there. Yeah. And then obviously, I think that when you play that out in your head, so you go to the open battlefield with Karina, get your draw 2, your opponent still has to kill this. Otherwise, you get to retreat her and your units, and now you're threatening another Garen draw on top of just a lot of might total. It actually looks really good in Garen. Like, to be honest,
Yeah, I didn't want to be the guy who was like, wait, Garen stock's up? But as soon as Vix pointed that up, I was like, wait a second.
Yeah, they actually
is Garen good? Mod check? Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to say. Like, this in Garen might be good enough to make Garen, like, not a joke.
Yeah, which is so nice. I love that they gave Garen some...
I don't even think they did it intentionally. I don't think they saw the vision.
Oh, that's so much worse if they didn't do it intentionally. God damn it. Oh,
but yeah, pretty cool. I mean, on its own, it's pretty meh. But like, with Garen context...
Yeah, in context, I actually think it's Aphelios, like next to Aphelios.
Whoa.
But that's only in Garen. So
yeah, like, I'm gonna say it's like around here.
Yeah, I'm happy with this deal.
Yeah. But keeping in mind that the Garen interaction is like, it's bumping it a whole tier. Like, I'd say it'd be here without Garen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed. I think it's unplayable in every other deck so far.
Agreed. And the last unit, 3 energy, 3 might, Fiora Chosen Champion. When a unit you control becomes mighty, you may pay 1 power to ready it.
So pretty interesting. I don't know why I have to pay a power. It could have just been ready it, and that would have been nice. But obviously, they hate me.
It's sort of pay nothing. It's like losing your upside of your legend for this interaction.
Yeah, I'd like to not lose that upside.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, so like you have ways to mitigate the cost. Other decks, it's probably too expensive to run, like in set and stuff. It does have interesting lines in set where you go in second turn 1 into set brawler and you can ready it, but obviously that's super expensive. Yeah, I'm not sure if this is even better than the cost Fiora in Champ Zone, if I'm going to be completely honest for Fiora. And if it's not in there as that, I don't know where I'd play this.
Yeah, I do kind of like it being able to ready set brawler, like not in set, but like in Fiora.
Yeah, it's fine.
Like that's nice. But the problem is, it's like one of those plays that like I do my 2-drop on 1, I do my Fiora on 2. My opponent knows set brawler is like a thing I do next turn. So why?
Yeah, they can just
how do they not? How do they just not walk into it? Yeah. I don't know. I want to put a like high C.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Once again.
Very nice, very nice. And we can do a quick run through battlefields. For battlefields, we'll just rate them like, you know, how you would rate them, and then I'll like place them to the left of the legends. So like they're separate. Kind of think of them on their own tier list.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do power next as last because it's the awesome one. Treasure Hoard. When you conquer here, you may pay 1 energy, not power, to play a gold gear token exhausted.
Yeah, so being able to turn your energy into gold seems like an interesting effect. I wonder if some decks are going to be able to abuse this, namely Siva and Renata, are the ones that I'm looking at. I think it has a home in those decks. I don't think any of the other battlefields look that great. What's that?
It's not Renata. If I'm right about the Renata play pattern, you can't afford to give them this while you sit AFK in base.
Yeah. Okay.
So not for Renata, I don't think.
Yeah, true, because it is a conquer effect, so the opponent gets access to this if they want it. Yeah, if it's not in Renata and it's only in Siva, I'm pretty sus of it. I don't think this is very good.
I'm kind of on the opposite spectrum. I think a lot of decks would want to take advantage of this, regardless of whether they're doing anything with the gold specifically or whether their deck is encouraging the gold. Every deck has power to pay for effects. the reason I would be sus on this is because every deck would want to be able to take advantage of it. So even if your deck gets explicit value out of this card, it's one of those battlefields that when you bring to the table, your opponent can get value out of it, and with relative ease. So it's got that kind of downside going for it. I think it's just kind of like fine. I don't know. Your deck needs to be taking advantage of this more often than opponent. I think the problem is that it's going to have the Targon's effect, where like its risk evaluation is too high for the vast majority of decks.
That's a perfect way to put it.
So for that reason, I want to put it like C.
Yeah, C tier is perfect.
Ravenbloom Conservatory. When you defend here, reveal the top card of your main deck. If it's a spell, put it in your hand. Otherwise, recycle it.
Yeah. So I think this one is pretty close to just being a one-sided I draw when I defend here, but my opponent doesn't draw in a lot of scenarios, which I don't like. That's a very powerful effect on a battlefield that you always have access to. Obviously, your build will have to be built around spells, but surely you'll be able to do that in like purple and stuff now. A funny line I noticed, my Karma in set as another way to recycle cards. So we take that as a W.
Nice.
Whether I get the draw or not, I don't care. Just give me a way to trigger Karma. But yeah, I don't like this card because of how powerful that this possibly can be. The upside's very high. It might become one-sided in a lot of matchups and just be the deciding factor on why they won the whole game. So yeah, good card, a bit scary.
Yeah, I'm super with you. I think that Draven runs it, Aurelia runs it, Teemo runs it.
Aurelia runs it. Oh, that deck's not fair, man.
Yeah, I think it's insane. So, Z Battlefield.
Yeah, this is a Z Battlefield for sure.
And the one I'm most excited about, Power Nexus. When you hold here, you may pay 4 power to score 1 point.
I don't like that they printed this. I swear all of these assessments score like 1 point, getting 1 point from like alternative places, besides just a scoring, conquering, whatever. But now the fact that it's on a battlefield is so annoying. And I think, like, this is my opinion. I haven't actually heard your opinion on this. But I think the 4 power cost is so negligible.
It's irrelevant.
From 4 points onward. From the 4th point, I'm pretty sure. If you hold the 4th point, go to 5, and you just pay 4 power to go to 6,
and come
you
back.
can just spend the rest of your turn to develop, and you're playing for endgame.
Yep.
So, like, and by the way, that's nuts in Kaiser. It plays in Kaiser's play pattern, or at least how I play her.
I swear this is like insane for Time Warp decks. It's because obviously now they can play for 7 instead of 8, which is big. But I swear it's insane in aggressive decks. I can't think of a deck it's bad in. Like it, and that's not good. We don't want this card to be a card that you can kind of unanimously run across a lot of things, because all it's doing is speeding up the game. And this is the exact reason I complained about Arena's Greatest when it was revealed in Origins, because I hate that battlefield. Riftbound was already a really fast game, and it got so much faster because of Arena's Greatest for the decks that can get away with running it. And I think Power Nexus is just another example of this. I think there's a real world where aggressive decks now have 2 games that they get to play Greatest on, essentially, because they're probably fine playing this on the game that they go second, or on the ambiguous game on game 1, because it probably is. I don't think this necessarily favors first or second, but it is just an extra point. So, yeah, I don't know. It's crazy.
I don't know. This is probably a Z tier, like Z.
Oh,
I don't
God.
know, it's like
Z plus.
Yeah. It's a bit crazy. I don't like that they printed this at all.
Yep, I'm with you. This is a card that I will abuse and enjoy abusing, but I will also, as every moment of enjoyment I get out of this card, I will recognize it's for a deep cost of the health of the game.
Yep.
All right. That was a lot of cards, but we're caught up now, and there's just one more big dump, and then we're done. Thank God.
Honestly, we are so on the mark with like 90%.
Yeah,
99.
I agree. Yeah,
We are like dart. We're bullseye, bullseye, bullseye. I swear. Just looking
Yep.
at it.
Agreed. And there's controversial ones in here. Like the community will disagree with like a lot of these.
Bro, they disagree with Rumble, so I don't care.
True. Imagine disagreeing with Rumble. It could not be me.